Together, growing in faith, changing communities.
Ngegama likayise benendodana nomoya ocwebileyo. Thandwa zami ngiyafisa namhlanje sibuke incwadi ka Luke chapter 15. I want to go back and do a different reading in Luke chapter 15 from verse 28 to verse 32. I want to do a different reading into that text. The text is so rich in many ways, and so I want to take and look at a different nuance into this text. From verse 28, the elder brother was so angry that he will not go into the house. So his father came out and he begged him to come in. Kuyenzeka yini ukuba indodana endala iphila ikhokha izikweletu zabazali? Ngifuna ukubuka with a different nuance. Kuyenzeka yini ukuthi as indodana endala, as inkosazane nenkosana, ngikhokha izikweletu zabazali bami? Kuyenzeka yini ukuba ngidila nomuntu okhokha izikweletu zabazali bakhe? And lento siyibonile siphila. Uthola ukuthi mhlambe uyingane yakomalume, ingane yasekhaboma, and ikakhulukazi lento siyibonile iyenzeka einganeni zabafana. Umuntu insiste athi mina ngifuna ukusebenzisa isibongo sakababa. But equally naseinganeni zamantombazane, insiste ekufuneni isibongo sakababa. Ebese uthola ukuthi aze athi mina mase ngisebenza ngizomenzela ubaba lokhu ekwakumele akwenze. Athi ngincamela ukuthatha imali meyisaphila ubaba ngiyomupha yona ayongihlawula, meyisaphila ubaba ngiyomupha yona ayosilobola, mabesaphila kagogo ngibanika imali basikhiphe sambeni siye kababa. And you soon realize lo mntwana usephila ukhokha isikweletu sabazali. Kunezinto kwesinye isikhathi kunaleli gama engifisa sil-underline eliyingozi: bosala bebona. Cela ungibhalela phansi: bosala bebona. Abaseli bona bayoyibonela, bona bayowulungisa. Those who are left behind, they will deal with it. Aliveli ingozi lelo gama bosala bebona, because khona ingane esizalile namhlanje eseyiphenduke ubosala bebona. Khona abanye abazali ngenxa yesimo sempilo, whether impilo yabazali ibinciki, whether impilo yabazali financially it was taxing, whether impilo yabazali bekulolu hlobo lwabantu olunganaki, kodwa uthola ukuthi sizele abantwana ogama labo bosala bebona. And so you soon realize ukuthi njengomntwana, njengengane, sewuthwele amacala abazali, sewukhokha izikweletu zabazali, sewulungisa izinto abazali ebekumele kube yibona abazilungisayo. And so ngibuka lensizwa lithi izwi likaNkulunkulu, he was so angry. Khona lento ebhlungu. We don't want to admit it to ourselves. If you ever been angry at your parents, the thought of it makes us like, no. But deep down, bakhona abanye abantu abake badinelwa abazali. Maybe not necessarily ukumdinelwa, but ukudinelwa inqumo nama decisions abathathile. Urealize ukuthi but ma, but baba, but malume, but gogo, but mkhulu, lento ithathayo compromises us. And kwesinye isikhathi thandwa zami kuyenzeka ukuthi ezabantwana sibadinelwe abazali bethu. Ubuka izinto ngendlela ekwenzeka ngayo. Ubuke imess esele nayo. Ubezwa abanye bethi, but if ubaba waye honest, if uma waye honest, if ubaba noma bayifacea lento badila nayo, bukani manje sekuyithina ekumele sidile silungise lento. Bafa bazi. Khona leli gama elibhlungu. Bafa bazi. Ufa wazi. Ufe azi. Uthe elazi iqiniso, wafa elazi. Khona leli gama elilumelayo, ufa azi. So mabili lamagama, they work hand in hand. Bafe bazi. Ufa azi. Bosala bebona. Kunezinto sometimes ezabazali esithi silazi iqiniso, esithi sibone isiphetho sakhona, kodwa sisabe ukubhekana naso. Ngeke ngithi mina ithandwa zami kunzima ukuba umzali, kodwa kubhlungu ukusaba abantwana bakho. Kubhlungu ukusaba iqiniso. Kubhlungu ungamelani neqiniso. Kubhlungu ukuthi bayoyibona bona balungisa kanjani mina ngobe sengashona. Ibhlungu leyo nto. And so ngibuka uverse 28, he was so angry. He was so angry. Khona le element engifisa ukuyibuka. Have you ever been angry at someone kodwa usashona? You angry kodwa umuntu omcasukele, umuntu omdinelwe uselele kobandayo. And sometimes ziyenzeka lezo zinto. Thola ukuthi umuntu okulimazile usashona. Now leli gama lokuthi usashona, it's quite interesting for me because it means death, like in a literal physical sense of the word, but also for me khona abantu kade bashona but basaphila. Emotionally they dead. Khona abantu who are emotionally dead. khona abantu psychologically they are damaged. Kade bafa. But basaphila. Basaphefumula. But both of these people kukulula ukuthi ubazonde because of izinto abazenza nabazisho nama decisions akulimazayo namhlanje. But sebashona. Khona lenkondlo ethi khala zome mntakama sezadlula lezo nsuku sisakhula sithandana namhla sikwelinye ilizwe. Khala zome mntakama. Khona abantu you realize ukuthi they've harmed you, they've hurt you, they've desecrated you, they've done so much. But kade bafa. Whether physically or emotionally, psychologically, spiritually. Tandazami, I often say damaged goods damage the environment. Yabona masane ngibe nebhokisi noma nensimbi erastile la engiyibeke khona kuzosala irust yakhona. And so ngibuka lo baba, ngibuka lo mfana who's so angry. And I'm not downplaying his anger. But ngihlezi ngithi mina ngisize Nkosi ukulimala kwami kungalimazi omunye umuntu. Write that down for me. Ngisize Nkosi ukulimala kwami kungalimazi omunye umuntu. Ukulimala kwami kungalimazi omunye umuntu. And you soon realize ukuthi the younger son is so angry. I don't think udinwe ukuthi kunephathi nje. I don't think udino ukuthi kubuye umfowabo nje. I think that made him angry. But you soon realize ukuthi lento engithi made him angry ivuse amanxeba. This is a trigger. Uyabona ithandwa zami kunabantu abama trigger kuthina. Kuna ma voices ama trigger kuthina. Kuna ma smells ama triggers kuthina. Kuneindawo ezama triggers. A typical example. Yabona, a person who's been raped and molested. Sometimes a smell, because sometimes it takes time to forget the smell of your molester. You still remember them breathing down you, and the smell is there, it's thick. And so that can be a trigger. A voice komunye umuntu can be a trigger. Uhleko komunye umuntu can be a trigger. So khona abanye abantu eningabhekani nabo. Hayi ukuthi kukhona okubi okwenzile, you are just a trigger evusa ukulimala kwabo. There's nothing much you have done. You are just a trigger. Thandwa zami, look at this boy, verse 28. He was so angry. Kunabantu who live, unfortunately, on a defense mode. Constantly on a defense mode. How do we see that? They are always ready to fight. They are always ready to fight, ready to defend themselves, always see themselves as victims. Those three categories are dangerous. They're always ready to fight. They always see themselves as victims. They are always constantly in a defense mode. And we soon realize we are damaged goods. You're so angry. There's a bigger question here for me. And I learned this from a good spiritual director. It was my spiritual director, Father Dick. I learned this from him. And in dealing with your emotions and dealing with yourself. And I'm looking at this young man who's so angry. And my immediate question is, why are you so angry? Why am I so angry? I wish you and I can engage in this exercise. Right now, if you're feeling a bit of anger, a bit of frustration, and ask this question, why am I so angry? Trust me, the first two questions, or the first two answers rather, are not it. I am so angry. You go deeper and say, but why are you so angry? No, because indlela ukhuluma nayo ngami njena uyang-undermine, and you go a little bit deeper. But why are you so angry? And you soon realize Usman is a trigger. The hurt, the deepest cause of your anger lies deep within ourselves, and we are not dealing with it. Usman Mani is only a trigger. And it's an important exercise. And I do it from time to time. When I have to deal with my emotions, why am I hurting? Why am I angry? Why am I upset? Why am I despondent? Why? Not who does it, but why. And the truth, my dear brothers and sisters, is I need to ask that question honestly over and over again. And I soon come to the truth that the person in front of me is not the cause. They probably are a trigger, but they are not the cause. The person I'm angry at is not the cause. Possibly they are a trigger, but it's deeper than that. And that's when true healing takes place. When I'm able to suspend judgment and I'm able to sit honestly with myself. Why am I so angry? Why am I feeling like this? There's also another element and a different level. The elder brother was so angry that he will not go into the house. That is deep. He was so angry that he didn't want to go inside. Ikephi la engasafuni ukuya khona because of my anger? That's a very deep question, dear friends. Let's listen to it again. Ikephi la engingasafuni ukuya khona because I'm so angry. Angisophinde ngimkhulumise mina uSibanibani. That's another place. Angifuni ukuya lapho. Angisophinde ngimthengele into zokugqoka mina uSibanibani. That's another place. Angisophinde ngimlethele ukudla mina uSibanibani. That's another place. Angisophinde nje mina ngimthengele izinto ayidingayo uSibanibani. That's another place. Angisophinde ngimnikeze imali yokufuna umsebenzi. That's another place. Angisophinde ngifundise izingane zakhe. That's another place. Ikephi la engithi angisophinde ngiye khona because I'm angry. Ikephi. The younger man says, I will never go home. Ikephi la engasafuni ukuya khona because I'm so angry. Hayi yabona nje njoba kunjene ekhaya ngeke ngiphinde mina ngize ekhaya. Yabona niyagcina nje ukungibona mina la ekhaya ngeke ngiseza mina ekhaya. Hayi la ekhaya niyahlupha, hayi la ekhaya niyamosha. Hayi yabona ke nje njoba sengingcwabile ke mina ke manje ugogo angisabuyi mina la ekhaya. Ikephi la engithi angisophinde ngiye khona? And that is an important question. But let me take it deeper. Let me bring it closer home. Do you know, even in our relationships, in our marriages, even in our friendships, and even with our children, khona la umuntu athi khona ngeke ngiphinde menze ukuthi lo. Ngeke ngiphinde ngenze ukuthi la. Ngeke ngiphinde ngibhalele phansi lelo gama sithandwa sami. Ngeke ngiphinde. That's a dangerous word. That's a dangerous word. Ngeke ngiphinde is a dangerous word. Why? While it may seem to come from a place of anger, it comes from a place of unresolved hurt. Let me say that again. While it may seem to come from the place of anger, in essence, it comes from the place of unresolved hurt. Ungeke ngiphinde ave ingozi. Why? Because you are denying your own healing. It's like ngithatha umlilo ngubeke ezandleni zami ngiyawurapa engubeke emathangeni ami ngeke uphinde ungibone. No, you can lie to yourself, but deep down we lie to ourselves, but deep down we are dealing with unresolved hurt. It comes from a place of unresolved hurt. And so you find us sitting there. And what do we do with that? Don't forget my opening line. Could it be possible ukuthi the older son deals with the ikweletu zabazali? He says, angisophinde ngiye ekhaya. Angisophinde ngimkhulumise. Angisophinde ngimkhokhela ama-school fees lowo. Ungeke ngiphinde uyingozi. Uthi lo mfana, I refuse to go inside. Ikephi mina nawe la esinqaba khona ukungena? Ikephi la uthi angisafuni ukungena la. Angisafuni ukuyingena lento. Angisafuni ukuba ingxenye yalento. Angisafuni ukuba iphathi yalento. Yazi ngesiZulu lelo gama kuthiwa yini? Kuthiwa ukuduba. Ukuduba, while it may come from a place where one says I'm protecting myself, in essence, it is not protecting myself. It is an expression of a deeper sense of hurt and rejection. Umuntu odubayo, the moment ethi I am protecting myself, it's not true. In essence, they are dealing with unresolved hurt and rejection. And so the only thing they know how to do is duba. Because the moment we duba, they deep down, subconsciously, unconsciously, they are dealing with hurt and rejection. Wingozi ukuduba. Kahle in essence, wingozi ukushiya unresolved emotional issues hanging in our lives. Because these unresolved emotional issues bagcina sebelimaza abanye abantu. Kanti mangiba honest, ngike ngibayeke laba abangicasulayo abangidinayo engibazonda, ngike ngibe honest ngidile noqobo lwami. To a large degree, we are wounded children who have to behave like adults. We are wounded children who are expected to behave like adults. Write that down for me, please. We are wounded children expected to behave like adults. To a large degree, we are wounded children. But we are expected to behave like matured adults. We're expected to behave like, I've got this. We're expected to behave like, I've got this under control. We are expected to behave like everything is in place. We are expected to say, boys and girls don't cry. We are expected to say, this is in place. It's not. It's not. Things are falling apart right in our eyes, right in our place. Things are just falling apart. Why? Because we are wounded children expected to be matured adults. That's who we are to a large degree. Says angifuni ukuya ekhaya. And so often we stay there. Don't take me there. I don't want to go down that route. I've been down that pain. I've been down that loss. I don't want to go there. Don't open that door. Don't walk me down that route. Don't sit me into that corner. Don't place me into that chair. We are wounded children expected to behave like matured adults. He says, I don't want to go home. Thandwa zami, muthola isikhathi especially for those who've made ama-ultimatum, especially for those asebethathe iy'nqumo. Uthola isikhathi suhleli wedwa bokubuza ukuthi kungani ngingafuni ukuya ekhaya. Ungahlala ukuthi hayi bangicasula laba, ungahlala ukuthi hayi bayangi-abuse laba, ungahlala ukuthi bathathe advantage laba. That's not the reason, trust me. It's deeper than that. And so keep asking that question. Okay, bang-abuse, okay, but kungani ngingafuni ukuya ekhaya? Hayi usashona ma, but kungani ngingafuni ukuya ekhaya? You will soon come to a place of hurt. And once you sit in that place, possibly your answer lies there. Not on the superficial. Hayi bayancika laba, hayi bathathe advantage laba, hayi bayang-abuse laba, hayi bayangixhaphaza laba. Yeah, those are triggers. Those are triggers. But kungani ngingafuni ukuya ekhaya? Kungani? Yini lengaka? Khona igama engicela ulibhale phansi. Indawo yesigameko. Indawo yesigameko. Umuntu nomuntu unendawo yesigameko. Umuntu nomuntu unendawo yesigameko. La alimala khona. And you know, interestingly, we transfer our feelings esigameko into different places, into different people. But umuntu nemuntu unendawo yesigameko. Uthola omunye selokhashada, wagcina esayintombi noma esalotsholwa kini, nashada, wathatha i-decision, wathi ngeke ngiye mina lapha, wathi ney'ngane zami zilapha. Kungani? This older man says, I'm so angry that I don't want to go home. Akasafuni ukuya ekhaya. Akasafuni ukubuyela emzini wakhe, enkosikazi wakhe. Akasafuni ukubuyela endlini yakhe kumyeni wakhe. Wethandwa zami, labantu abahlala emgaqweni esababiza ngamagama, sababiza ngosikhotheni, sababiza ngamaphara, sababiza ngakho konke, akuve kulula ukuthi we laba babalekela isikole, we laba babalekela ikhaya, we laba benza ukuthi. Have we ever asked ourselves, baxoshwa yini ekhaya? I don't truly believe, I've never done a study on them. It will be interesting to do a study on them, or to read anyone who's done a study on them. Why would it be difficult for them to go back home? It will be an interesting study. Why has it been difficult for you to go back home? It will be an interesting study. Few research questions there. Do you still regard it as your home? Why is it back? Why is it hard for you to go back there? Well, the first question will be for me is what? What drove you away from home into the street? Let me give you some research questions here. The first one, what drove you away from home into the street? That's the first research question, the what. How has been on the street? How has it been like being on the street? And how has that dealt with what drove you away from home? Because the what is important. The why or the how maybe. The what and the how. So the first question is, what drove you away from home into the street? That's the first research questions. What? The how. How has being on the street helped you to deal with that which drove you away? That's a research question number 2. The how. How has being on the street helped you to deal with the what drove you away from home? And the third question is the why. Why are you remaining on the street and not making your way back home? 3 research questions. Somebody be kind enough, take that up. Professor, doctor, student, whoever is interested, take that up for me, and let's do a collaborative work on that. Both of us will do something on that and we'll work on it. 3 questions: the what, the how, and the why. What drove you away from home into the street? How has being on the street helped you to deal with what drove you away? That's question number 2. Question number 3, why have you not made your way back to your home? Somebody, let's do a collaborative work on that. Either we do a paper on that, or we write something, or you write a thesis on that. And it will be very interesting in doing this study to them, because we are not reading them as objects, but we are dealing with them as subject. They are the one influencing the study. It's not us coming from a psychoanalysis and we are doing sociological study, anthropological study on them. No, but it is us going to them and say, let us do this. And I'm allowing it. And if you want, we do narrative. It's narrative methodology. We just say, now let's just do narrative. Let them tell their stories. It is narrative approach. And it will be interesting. It will be interesting to see what happened. It will be interesting to look at this, and let's allow them to tell their stories. Let's not read into it. It's them who are telling the story. Then we will know what's going on. Then you see what's going on. And possibly this will become something of novelty. For the first time, we will understand, because we will hear from the sources. They become the object, not the object, but the subject of the matter. They are the one teaching us. They are the one telling us. They are the one sharing with us. It will be interesting to see what theoretical framework you use. It will be very interesting. There are so many of them. Which one will we use in trying to understand them? But let's come back to this one. Let's come back to this one. He's refusing to come back home. is refusing to come back home. Kwenzenjani? Let me go further. But he answered, look, all these years I have worked for you like a slave, but I have never disobeyed your orders. What have you given me? Not even a goat for me to feast with my friends. Dear brothers and sisters, this is so rich. Listen to this. Verse 29. He answered his father. He says, look, all these years I've worked for you like a slave. In another reflection, when I looked at that and I said, I was looking at it from the side of the father. The father says, but you are not a slave. You are my child. You are not a slave. You are mine. The father says, but all that I have is yours. But today I want to do differently. What if that's how we always been made to feel? What if that's how he has always been made to feel? He says, I've worked for you like a slave. And what if that is the reality? What if there is a reality? That I've always felt like a slave like Kaya. And for some people, that is true. Yazithandwa zami, kwesinye isikhathi, we presume that people know that we love them. We presume that people know how we feel about them. We presume that people know that they matter to us. What if they don't know? What if they don't know? There's another interesting study to be conducted. Today I seem to be talking about Rama studies. Do a study on the notes left by people who committed suicide. Whatever you can get. Whether you still are prived into their social statuses, whether you are prived into the notes they left, or whatever. But we just do a study on people who committed suicide and the things they left behind, the notes they left behind. I mean, this person is at the verge of death. And so whatever they're going to write, it's most likely what they are feeling at that stage. Whether it has always been like that, it has always been that truth, I'm not sure. But at least I know that at that moment, that's how they must have felt. Whether that is true or not, that's not the matter I'm talking about. But I'm just saying at that moment, when they were contemplating ending their lives, this is what they wrote as their last final word. There we go. Somebody's picking that up. Rev, there we go. And you sit with that. We presume people know how we feel. You know, this older man, this old elder son says something so discomforting. It's unsettling. I've worked for you like a slave. It's short of saying, you've treated me like a slave. It's short of saying, I've never felt loved, but I've always been expected to perform, to achieve, to win, to succeed like a slave. And sometimes kubuhlungu kubukhuni ukuba an older child, because that's what is going on. That's what is going on. And unfortunately, growing up, ubutshelwa mhlamba ekhaya ukuthi hey asinalutho, phasa, mungaphasanga uzofana nosbanibani. And so you were told there is no room for failure. You were told ukuthi uma uhlulwa isikole ngizoyithatha imali engizofundisa laba bakini abalandelayo. You were told ukuthi mumitha wakhulelwa kulungileke ngeke usabuyele esikoleni, imali izofundisa osibanibani. And let me say, amanye ama-abortion aphume lapho because singazile ukuthi mangikhulelwa kwaziwe ekhaya ngeke ngisakwazi ukuqhubeka nesikole. And so the best thing to do was to get rid of the problem so that ngizokwazi ukufunda. But I was never healed because I hid it. And ngisasuccessile, ngaba i-academic, ngaba someone important, successful, but my success was riding on me having to get rid of my baby. I think one of the saddest things ekubeni mdala, it's when abazali bakho bekushayela ihlombe kuthiwa hey bukani usibanibani has been so good, usibanibani has been like this, akanangana, akaphuza, akenzi ini, and indlela abakhuluma ngayo njengomuntu omdala, and deep down you know ukuthi it's all a flaw. There is a hidden life yami ekhaya bangayazi. And izinto abayikhuluma ngawe, they put you up there, and zonke ingane zakini ziyatshelwa yini ningafani nosbanibani, yini ningafani nosbanibani. And deep down you like, if only they knew yonke lento abayisho ngami ayilona iqiniso, because I was expected to succeed. Uyalazi ikhaya uphuma kulona otshelwa kulona usamncane ukuthi funda mntanami usebenze usize unyoko, funda mntanami usebenze usize la ekhaya, funda mntanami usebenze ngoba ingane zakini seziyofundiswa wena. You soon realize ukuthi usazama ukusukuma, and yet there is a heavy stone put on your shoulders, and whatever you do, you carry this with you, whatever you do, because bona bayitshela ukuthi bayacindezela, bona bayitshela baya-encourage. And then how many of us feel like this elder brother? I've always been a slave. Khona omunye umuntu othi mina I started working at a very young age. I was 16 years old ngiqala ukusebenza. Khona omunye umuntu othi mina ngaqala ukusebenza maqedane ngafundisa zonke izingane zasekhaya. How many of us are wounded? How many of us are wounded? Yazi nginama responsibilities enziwa amakhosana namakhosazana that were meant to be done by our parents. and you realize ukuthi abazali bethu abanye babo, they were never absent. They were never present. Bebengekho. Bahambile. This elder brother says, I've worked all my life like a slave. I've worked all my life like a slave. Yazi nginabantu who are adults now who've never enjoyed ubusha babo. Who've never enjoyed ubusha babo. Abayazi lento yokuyodlala. And we blame them now as adults, masebe bekuma midlife crisis. We blame them manje bebadala masebedlala isingwiji bukhwevu. We blame them now sebebadala sebenza izinto esingaqondi, and we dare not ask, how was your upbringing? They were expected. Khona omunye umuntu osho into ayitshele ukuthi i-compliment, kanti it is an admission of a deep, I don't know. Athi mina was expected ukuthi ngisheshe ngikhule nje ekhaya. Mina nje ngasheshe ngalungisa ukuthi ekhaya. Mina nje ngokuthi nokuthi ngenza ukuthi nokuthi ngenza ukuthi nokuthi ngenza ukuthi. And you soon realize ukulimala kwami kade kwaqala ukulimala, and I normalized it. Mangasenzeki ngiyashayeka. Mangasakutholi ngiyashayeka. Kodwa kade ngalimala. Kade ngalimala. There's another thing he says. The first one is that I've worked for you as a slave. When last did you tell them, I love you? When last did we tell them, I love you? I once heard a sad story. It's a confession of a young child who committed suicide. And apparently, if my memory still reminds me this and doesn't fail me, it's a young child who writes a letter to abazali bakhe ukuthi yes, baba nawe ma beni sebenza ni busy and naletha umalume la ekhaya. Ngiyabonga ukuthi nami letha umalume la ekhaya. But ukufika kwamalume kunama emotions amabili ahlukile. Ngiyabonga ukufika kwakhe, because ukufika kwakhe uhleli. Ukufika kwakhe, he's the only one who spent time with me. Because when baba nawe ma ububhizi emsebenzini. I'm sad ukuthi usashona, but he was the only one who really knew me. He was the only one who spent time with me. But at the same time, I hated it because of the things he did to me. I enjoyed ukuthi he was present, but I hated the fact that he molested me. That's mind-blowing. That's mind-blowing. Coming from a young child. She says, Mom and Dad, you were so busy. You brought umalume, wahlala nami. Umalume gave me what mom and dad could not give me. He gave me isikhathi. But in the process of him giving me isikhathi, he destroyed me by molesting and raping me. We presume everything is okay. Ngicela ukubuza lo mbuzo. Why are we comfortable? Why are we so comfortable with ingane zethu locking themselves up in their bedrooms? Why are we so comfortable with ingane zethu mazibuya zivalele emakamera nazo? Why are we so comfortable with that? I don't know. I'm just asking the question. Ithi lengane, umalume gave me what you failed to give me. He gave me his time. He was present. He knew me more than mom and dad put together. We spoke more about issues naye until he started to molest me. I hated what he did, and yet I missed him for not being present. My God. Thandwa zami, the elder son tells us a lot maybe we are not even willing to face and to deal with. There's so much that the elder son is revealing, and maybe we don't have enough time to look into it. Maybe we don't have enough time to face it. Maybe we don't have enough courage to look deeper into it in our own lives. It sounds unhealthy, but nanku umbuzo, kwenzakalani la ekhaya mangingekho? Kwenzakalani kubantu bami mabengekho nami? And I don't want us to be paranoid, but I want us to be present. I want us to be present. And sometimes life is difficult. Kunzima ukuba umzali, kodwa kunzima futhi ukuba ingane. Kunzima. When last did you tell them, I love you? Abayazi ngiyabathanda, but when last? When last did you sit kwi-couch uhlale eduze kwakhe, umluka inwele, umluka amagoda, ummasaje inyawo? Wela basafuna ukuhlala nathi lapha, that's fine. But when last did you go and sit naye and talk the crazy things and play the crazy games and hear the crazy stories about abafana namantombazane? When last did you just sit and like, namhlanje imina nawe? That's all. You don't have to tell them. You can just show them. Namhlanje imina nawe. When last did you take them for an ice cream date? and say, let's just go for a date. It's just me and you against the world. Let's go for an ice cream date. Let's go for coffee walk, whatever. Let's do whatever. Whatever you want, Asambeni. And we're just going to do whatever you want. You're planning it, whatever, let's go. And that's what we do. And I'm not saying we don't live busy lives. I'm not saying no, there's so much that we are doing, but we presume they know. We presume they know. He says, I've always worked as a slave for you. But mntanami konke nginakho kwakho baba angikwazi mina lokho. Yabona khona igama lishoyo, the older son that sits with me. He says, I have never disobeyed your orders. Kubhlungu leyo. Kubhlungu ukuba ingane that has always wanted to be right. That has always wanted to be correct. That has never made any mistakes. Kubhlungu ukuba uhlobo njalo lwengane. Because as you grow older, you grow with resentment. Not once have I ever disobeyed your orders. Khona igama lesiZulu elithi kushawe edonsayo. Nedonsayo iyakhathala. Nedonsayo, write that down for me. Nedonsayo iyakhathala. While kulula ukuthi kushawe edonsayo, nedonsayo iyakhathala. Yabona ithandwa zami, khona eminye imindeni siyasebenza su4. Kodwa nje kunentandokazi yala ekhaya engayithengi cross. Ayithengi cross. Kahle kahle ayicontribute lutho la ekhaya. It's not ukuthi sikhulumela ukudla. No. Kodwa nedonsayo yakhathala. Hayi mina ngidle la ekhaya, angeke ngidle futhi ukudla kwani ngizoyiphathela kwami, that's fine. Kodwa nedonsayo yakhathala. Nedonsayo yakhathala. And we see it, uthi, not even once have I disobeyed you. Not even once. I've always done what you've asked of me. I've always gone beyond the expectation. I've always given you. But nedonsayo yakhathala. Nedonsayo yakhathala. I wish somebody can write that down on their statuses. Athi nedonsayo yakhathala. Then he says something which is absolutely powerful. He says, what have you given me? What have you given me? Not even a goat for me to have with my friends. What have you given me? But this son of yours, you gave him everything and he wasted it on prostitutes. If resentment was the word, or rather, if resentment was a person, this is him. Not even a goat. What have you given me? Iyangithusa impendulo kaBaba. Impendulo kaBaba ithi, oh son, all that I have, everything that I have is yours. But ingane says, but I don't know that. But I don't know that. Thandwa zami, ijulile le ndaba. What have you given me? Not even a goat. Not even a goat. God, for this son of yours who's wasted everything, you are having a feast. He's got new clothes, new sandals, new ring. Kodwa mina uyangithethisa. Kodwa mina ungisebenzisa njengesigqila. Nalokho engade ngithi sesiyaqoqa uzophinda umnikeze kona. Hayi waze wasiqhatha. Waze wasiqhatha siyingane zakho. What have you given me? Uthi Baba, everything that I have is yours. Ithi ingane, but I don't know that. Yonke into la endlini yakho mntanami, but I don't know that. Hayi mntanami, konke ngikusebenzela ngisebenzela wena, but I don't know that. I don't know that. The little boy feels used and abused, but I don't know that. Ngegama likayise benendodana nomoya ocwebileyo. Amen.